Hey folks, it's Rich checking in to see if you can hear me.
You can unmute, we'll be appropriate.
Yeah. Can you hear us now, Richard?
Actually, when they had the,
Rich, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We
Yes.
can absolutely hear you. Mike, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear
Hear
you.
me now? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
So we'll start in 1 minute. Jason's gonna run it, because Rich, I'm assuming you're driving?
I am driving. Yes.
So I'm assuming you're not going to run the meeting?
No. I'm going to be there as soon as I can. It looks like I'll be there in probably 10 after.
Okay,
I'll do
perfect.
everything I can to finish up at 9.
We got 5 after.
Excellent.
There.
But how to spell it? You just said it well. Okay.
Schlemus.
Yeah. It sounded perfect when you said it.
SCHLAMUMEUSS.
Add a couple more letters and consonants, you'll be fine.
Mix them up. All right.
Hi, Josh.
We
right.
are pretty good. Good.
We can start recording now.
Perfect.
All right. It's 5:30. Call the Properties and Facilities meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States, republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Present, we have George Andrews, Jason Goldtran, and via Zoom, we have Richard Schlemus and Michael Kashilla.
Thank you. Motion to approve the agenda for December 3rd, 2025, with members of the committee reserving the right to add to the agenda and take further action in the district's best interest.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. Motion to approve the November 5th, 2025 meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right. The next property and facilities meeting will take place here on February 4th of 2026. Okay.
When's it
we're
gonna
just
take place?
February 4th,
Oh, February,
2026.
2026. I'm gonna skip over the chairman's report for this evening and we'll just go right to, unless there was something.
Nope,
Okay.
there is no update other than we have reached out to Lyman and Ash and informed them that Mr. Roner no longer sits on our board,
Good.
and I would be the sole point of contact.
Sounds
Okay.
good. All right, next, superintendent's report.
So I apologize. I had given Amy the wrong information of setting committee purpose, so I've just updated it. I'm asking each committee to kind of talk through what you feel your purpose is as a committee, and then also what information you would like brought to the committee. There are some committees that I just want to make sure we're hitting the mark and meeting expectations. So under number 2, this pre-populated list is what we started working on our board workshop a few weeks ago, and then we wanted to kind of finalize exactly the purpose of the Property and Facilities Committee.
So number one is,
So number 1 is information about issues in schools and purchases. Number 2 is reports from the admin involved with E&F, basically so the community can hear. Number 3 is receives reports on the state of good repair of district assets. Number 4 is review of building, vehicles, HVAC, and roads. And number 5 is decide if project needs to be done or modified.
Now, this is the initial Or is?
This is the
still
initial.
workable- Still
So
workable?
this was basically all I asked was for every board member to write down what they felt the purpose was. We did not discuss it.
Right.
You just all wrote down and submitted this to me, and these were the 5 areas that were submitted.
These were one that the boards that.
Yep, absolutely, the chart paper activities.
Yep.
Yes, I do chart paper activities with everybody.
So, I'll, not being the chairperson, I won't commit to this. I would let Rich, you and Rich
Sure.
have that conversation.
You just go right ahead. It's, you know.
I think it's excellent. I think it's very clear and concise of what
Yep.
our purpose is, and
And I would agree.
So you believe this is our purpose and this is it, right? So these are the 5 goals of the committee.
I'm wondering if we can take those and kind of create a concise, kind of like statement out of that. Because there's some things that are congruent to each other and we may be able to create like a mission or purpose statement out of that. And I think we could do that on, offline and then vote on it as a committee maybe in February.
So
Yep.
Rich, as the chair, do you and I want to work on this? Do you want to work on it, or would you like me to work on it?
You and I can work on this and we can, as a group, I think we can work on this together.
Okay.
Okay, all right, that's all I have then.
Thank you so much. All right, we're gonna move on to current project status updates. Josh, you're up.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Let me just get my agenda so I'm going in the right order here. Okay, North Transportation Facility. So as I mentioned last time, we have engaged the services of an architect to assist with this. It's a little bit out of the realm of strictly engineering practice. So we did have to involve Alloy 5, who is a recognized K-12 architect. We do have some preliminary options which have been shared just recently with Dr. Vitale. We'd like to review those floor plans along with perhaps the transportation department. But we'd be in a situation where we could be in a procurement process in February. And one thing I wanted to note about this project, I think it would be a good candidate for a Gordian procurement method. So basically, it's a cooperative purchasing structure where the Gordian group administers this, and it can encompass multiple prime, what otherwise would be a multiple prime contract. We certainly encourage public competitive bidding where it makes sense. The scope of this project, it's very compact. It's rather small for a multi-prime project. And I think that the coordination process, the procurement, it would be quicker, it would be more efficient, I believe, with going through a cooperative purchasing structure. And the Gordian Group is a group that could do that. So whether or not the district ultimately agrees to go that route or to do bidding, we can still certainly get separate public bidding for that. I did just want to discuss that briefly. If you guys are not familiar with that cooperative purchasing structure, I can provide some more information. But again, I think it would really make sense for a project of this nature on somewhat of a limited new construction basis that would make sense for the district. So I'd say, February for pricing, March maybe for the official board action to proceed, and then with the implementation happening over the summer of 2026 timeframe.
Okay. So as Josh said, I just received these today. I apologize. I was in back-to-back meetings and I didn't open it until 5 o'clock. Josh did send it earlier in the day. I didn't have any time.
Accordion?
Josh, yeah, hold on a second. So I cannot speak of the drawings that have been sent. Josh, I'm definitely not familiar with the Gordian procurement method. Are you, Eric?
No, I am not.
So Josh, do you want to give us a quick education about it, a master class in like 5 minutes or less?
Sure. So basically, it's not unsimilar to maybe other methods you guys may have used, whether it's the Keystone network. Actually, through Train or with Train, you guys do a separate procurement method, which is actually a federally or nationally recognized platform through Omnia. So
That's
um, so this is a similar platform to Keystone, CoStars, but it actually provides for the construction of smaller scale projects. And again, I think this would be a good fit for it. So basically, they have local or regional areas with companies that they work with. I know that Low Bar Construction, who are based out of Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, they have been involved in the region. They're a very reputable builder, and I know that Gordian has partnered with them on some other regional projects. So again, it's just it's more of a kind of single point of contact delivery, so that we're not in a multiple prime contract situation. So anytime you have a project or a contract value over $25,000, based on the procurement code, you're supposed to have a separate prime contractor doing that work. So anytime our electrical cost, HVAC cost, et cetera, exceeds $25,000, by the letter of the law, we're supposed to bid that as a separate prime contract. What's nice about this Gordian method is under that umbrella, they actually engage the contractors and work together as one team. So again, it's not something that I would recommend for large projects, for large renovations or large new builds. But I think for this particular project up there, it's going to be a pretty efficient and effective way to get that done.
Josh, could I
The
ask a
total-
question?
Go ahead.
Okay, thanks.
yeah.
Is this similar to or the same as the job order contracting? It was a JOC that ran probably back in the late 90s. It's like they're establishing a single price point, but don't you still technically initially when you award that, you're calling it Gordian contract, isn't it still awarded based on a factor off of the contract price that's been set in the industry standard?
Yeah, so it's not unlike some of the other methods where basically there's a statewide competitive procurement process,
Right.
and the numbers are vetted. You know, the contractors are vetted, their unit prices are vetted. So there is a basically a pre-approval or pre-bidding type process that happens, so that there is a level of competitiveness still with the public bid. So yes, it is similar. I can't really speak to that exact strategy or method that you had referenced, but it would be similar to, as I said, CoStars or Keystone Purchasing Network, those types of platforms.
No, thank you. The old JOC was something that would be set up with I could liken it to this. When you take your car to the shop, there's book time. It'll tell you that this should take 3 hours for this job. But the way that this process used to work is you would have those set industry standard times for like, hey, an electrical panel of this size would cost this much. And the person being awarded the contract or the firm being awarded the contract would pretty much bid it up or down saying, we'll do it for 95% of that factor or 112% of the factor.
Mm-hmm.
That's the competitiveness. If I gather what you're saying in the Gordian process, it's similar.
Yes. So we would still need to provide them with the permit drawings. You know, they're still working off of a defined scope of work. So they're not just coming in and you know, kind of throwing a number at an unknown factor. So we would still be providing those documents for permit. And really, it's as I said, it I think is going to be a more efficient and more effective way to get those different parties all working together.
What is the total cost of this project right now? Like, what are we thinking it's going to cost us?
So, Rich, we had initially targeted a number of 175,000, and that was in large part based on the feedback of the board at the time. What I'd like to do, in fact, we've already started sending over some draft drawings to Gordian so that we can start to get some understanding of pricing. I do believe depending on what we do with that existing structure, that we will likely be over that number. But again, I'd like to get some estimates coming in potentially from Gordian early so that as we approach this January, February season, you guys are more informed of where these numbers are coming in and if we need to shift or cut or do something different, that we're not catching you guys off guard at the last minute right before the bids are due.
Okay, and then with this Gordian, can you send me a link for this Gordian? I guess there's like some kind of website, right, that goes with this, because
We let one person speak at a time. Go ahead, Rich.
I'm so sorry, and I'm driving, so I can't see like what's going on. Could you send a link to us with the website information for Gordian? Because I need to know that it's a competitive process to get into the consortium, I guess, right? To participate.
Yes. Yeah, that's fine. I can send you information. I know that this is a platform that just south of you guys, Nazareth Area School District has used on multiple occasions for various improvements. Actually, my coworker, Travis Surface, who was previously a facilities director in the Lehigh Valley, he had used them on previous projects. So we can certainly send you guys all the information so that you're informed of the process and how it works.
Thank you.
We just did a bid opening for today for a couple, about $20-30 million project through PennBid. Is that like a similar platform to PennBid?
Hold on, can I clarify? When you say the word "we,"
Yeah.
that is not East Stroudsburg Area School District.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, Monroe County Transit Authority just opened up
Thank you.
bids today for a project that has a rough value of between 30 and 40, 20 and $30 million. So like a PennBid is the platform we used to solicit and grade the bids.
Yes.
Is it similar to that?
Not really. So PennBid basically is a way of distributing information, bidding information. It's kind of a one-stop for if there are RFIs during bidding that the architect or engineer need to answer. It pushes all that information out directly to all the bidders. And basically the way that works is the awarded contractor, I think, pays like 0.1% or 1% of their
Yeah,
bid.
some silly amount of money, right? Yeah.
Of their bid essentially covers the cost of the owner using PennBid, but it still solicits more of the true public competitive bid. It's a platform for distributing the information during the bid phase more effectively out to all the parties automatically.
Okay. And Gordian is a particular business that brings in the subprimes all through their own platform.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
George,
Thank
you
you.
have comments?
When we started this project, weren't we figuring way under 100,000 and now and then we got to 125 and now up to 175 and Josh is saying it could go higher than that. This has been going on for 2 years now.
If I just want to be clear, your options when I came into this were well over $300,000.
That was one of the options.
Right, no. When I came,
Yeah.
you were looking at a modular building or a brand new structure. And the lowest, if I can finish, please. The lowest choice was $300,000. Then Daryl and I presented, if you remember, it was like option A through E, and then there was EA or E2 that you liked. So then we went with, originally, you had approved for us to just improve the current lounge by putting a floor and a ceiling in there and a ductless unit for air conditioning, and to make that space that currently exists as the lounge, to make it better. That was the first approval.
Yeah.
Then the next meeting, there was concern that that wasn't good enough. from this committee, not from me,
No.
from this committee, that it wasn't good enough. So then you said, we want something else. So then we went back up, we took lots of pictures, we spent a lot of time, and we said, okay, well, we can add on to the current structure of the dispatch center, add on another property. We had a local contractor come and just draw a quick spec and say, about $125,000, $150,000.
That's where I got that.
That's what we use it. So you went from $7,000 that we approved
Yep.
February, March to no, not good enough. To
Yep.
now you said you wanted
And that's what I
a
remember. Yeah,
facility.
yeah.
However, we have to put that out to bid. And we need specs. We just had a contractor give us a rough estimate, not with prevailing wages, of like what would be our about point. Now we're finding out that it's more. I can say we could pivot back really quickly. I guarantee Daryl's guys would be able to get it done within a few months of just putting a ceiling, insulating it, putting a nice floor, and just walking away. Or we can continue down this process and investigate, but my guess is we're not getting out of this under 200, Josh, 300?
Well, and that's one of the things, Maggie, that we're gonna have to talk about, the options currently. There's one to just tack on to that existing structure. And for the purpose of maybe the new board members, essentially the existing structure at one point was a very small storage building. I understand it was, I think Eric said tire storage or something to that effect, that had been then converted into offices. And it's a structure really that was never intended to be used as an office space. So we're coming up with an option of essentially demolishing that existing building and starting fresh, or simply tacking on to that building with a new structure. So, especially if we're talking about demolition and starting from scratch, then yes, I would certainly anticipate that that's going to be north of the $200,000 number.
And I just want to be really clear. I've spent a lot of time up there. The lounge is used for not an extended amount of time by a select group of drivers.
But I thought we had set in motion and said we want to go with that one where you said we added the bathroom in it. We did the work at the place. We didn't do a whole new.
We have to bid that out though.
But
So
I thought we did, I thought we had said go with that back when we did back in a couple months ago.
correct.
So
And
why hasn't it been bidded out, and why are we now talking this way when we're talking, we were talking 100, we figured 125, 150,000.
because we had to have somebody draw up plans for it, which is what we just got.
But we're just back to square one.
No, not really. You have
We're
a
actually
lot more going
figuring the
on.
process, George.
Yeah. It's important to understand that you still need to have drawings, you still need to get permits, you still need to get clearances from the authorities other than us. It takes work.
I know it takes work. But this has been going on for, what, 2 years now at least?
But
Before you-
here's my question and concern is that you, Josh, I'm referring to when I say you, I guess just provided new drawings
Yes.
to the board that the board or this committee will not be able to take a look at before they go out to the Gordian and Gow bidding process. Would that be correct?
Well, what I'd like to do is just share the preliminary plans with them to get an updated cost estimate from them. I don't want to get to a point where we're finishing everything and we're double what you guys are expecting for the cost. So I just want to have it as a gut check that as we move forward into the procurement process, that we're not way out in left field with pricing or whatever, and that we're not kind of starting from scratch again, trying to scale down what we're trying to keep as very bare bones to begin with. The problem with a building of this small size, we're not getting any economy of scale with construction. So it's going to be, unfortunately, it's when you're going to look at the price, you're going to say, oh my God, yeah, I could build a house for that, or I could do this or that. But when we're talking about commercial construction with prevailing wages and everything, we're just not going to get the bang for the buck with economies of scale with a building that is this tiny.
No, and that's fine. My concern is that will all of the proposals that you had sent over, will all of those be part of a package, or is there only one that can be presented in this bidding process?
Oh, we can do multiple versions of it, and certainly we're not going to finalize anything without whatever layer of review from the board or admin or whomever, you guys deem is necessary. We're certainly not going to start any procurement process without your full involvement and review of what is being set forth. Again, I wanted to kind of get a feel initially with some of these initial plans as a gut check for us. Where are we with budget? Are we going to be high? If so, how much? And then do we need to come back and reconsider options with you guys? But again, we're trying to keep this bare bones. It's basically a single use bathroom, a small kitchenette, and a lounge space. There's certainly nothing that we're putting bells and whistles on, so to speak. We're just, unfortunately, again, with a building this small, we're just not going to see a whole lot of economy there.
And I think the original intent when we started this way back when was to get certain individuals out of what essentially is a storage shed into one larger unit where there's a common area. People don't have to walk outside.
To the bathroom.
I know we had, let's build something here, and then they'd have to walk outside to go over here, and it just, so I think if these plans are more of the definitive way in which we want to go, and they get bid out in this process that Josh is recommending, we just have to just set it. Like, we've had so many different, like you were saying, you came up with A, B, and C, then before that, we had this option, then we had a modular option, and then we had then we're
Buy an A-frame
no,
or
there
something.
was never any specific. That's what I'm looking for.
Direction given?
Thank you. There was never any specific direction given. It was always, okay, now investigate this or look at that.
Correct.
And I think at this point, we just say, as a committee, these are the options that are presented for the situation that takes care of everything that we've had a problem with in the beginning. We knew it would cost X amount of money. Get it out to bid as quickly as we could. And then in March, we come back and we make the decision to have it done.
I thought we did that the last time though.
We did not put it out to
No.
bid.
No, I thought we
Yeah.
said,
No.
we made
We were-
decisions what we want to
We
go
were
out to bid.
super clear that it was a rough drawing, just to give us a basic estimate of a number to give you a ballpark.
Yeah,
And then we would have to have Josh draw it up. Josh drew it up. Eric and I had some feedback. So now this is the second iteration of the drawing that they are bringing to the board with two different options.
Okay.
He's going to put it out, not to bid, but he's gonna put some feelers out, right, Josh? To understand option one, which is adding on, option two, which is demolition and creating a new building, of what the general price point is going to be. Then in March, you're going to make a decision of where you wanna move with, and it will be built this summer. It is a very frustrating process.
I thought we were
I am-
much further.
As frustrated with this as you are, but at this point, we are further along than we ever have been.
I thought
I
we
just want to
But I
make sure
thought we were
that-
further along than
that it
that.
gets out in February for us to
Now,
make that decision in March. That's all.
Correct.
Okay. I just
We
wanna-
will,
I
on
don't,
March's agenda, there will be an approval.
I don't want it brought to us in March. This is what we agreed. These are the two plans that we have. This is how much it's gonna cost for Plan A and Plan B. And then we have to put it out through the Gordian Gow method, and then we're in April, and then before we know it, it's May before we even move. So as long as it's done, we know where we're at, and we move this forward in March to the full board.
you've got to be kidding me.
That's where we need to.
Why? You okay, Rich?
Oh, no, stupid New York person in front of me. I'm sorry. Okay, so, but I do have a question. And I'm so sorry. I'm brand new to this whole thing. All right.
Oh, you were yelling at me, Rich.
No,
Are you a stupid New York?
you're from New Jersey. Look, it's oh, use your blinkers. All right. Anyway, do we have room in that area for like, and this is gonna sound terrible, maybe, but for a construction type trailer where it has a bathroom,
We
break,
priced that, Rich. So that was like October, November of 2024, and that
Yeah.
was a price that started at $300,000.
Great, thanks. Okay, wonderful.
And just if it makes anyone feel better,
It doesn't.
it
It
might.
doesn't.
The history, we're trying to fix something that nobody here created. When that
Right.
whole site was built around what, 1998 for the garage, it was a garage with a bathroom. There was no lounge, no office, nothing. And when we finally emptied the tire shed, right, Daryl, we made that available as a lounge. We gave the drivers a place, but then we lacked any supervision and assistance for them, office space. So we've tried so many different permutations of putting people there across the street at the high school. We found what works personnel wise. Now we just need the place to put them. So had this been built in 1999, we probably wouldn't be having the discussion, but it was done very minimalistic at the time.
As the temporary chair, I'd like to see this voted on in March. Done.
Josh, we can vote on in March.
Yes.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank
All right, Josh, hey, well, you keep
Moving on.
going. You're on a roll.
you. You bet. Lehman Studio, where are we at with
Okay.
that?
So both the Lehman and JTL studios, those drawings have been resubmitted for permit. We did have some preliminary comments come back from the third-party code officials, which had been updated, corrected, and resubmitted. So that happened last week before Thanksgiving. I think it was Tuesday. One thing we do need from the district is a certificate of insurance, since that work will be performed in-house. The municipalities have asked for that. But in the meantime, they are reviewing those updated plans. And apparently they'll have comments back to us within the next 2 weeks or so.
Josh, just so you're aware, I sent Tyler the certificate of insurance.
Okay, great.
Literally just before this meeting, I read his email back. My attachment didn't go through, so I'll get that
Great.
in the morning or tonight when we're done.
And I'm not asking because I'm trying to be a jerk. I'm just totally curious. We know where all the equipment is. I know that
Yes.
sounds like the most ridiculous thing because I know it came in over the summer. I just want to make sure. it's
Brian,
still-
yes, we're good.
Okay,
So
I know that sounds crazy.
they have it, company has it, that will be doing the installation. That is my understanding. Yep,
As long as we know where the,
for both studios,
okay. I just don't want the permits and everything coming in and be like,
Then I have a quick.
correct, yep.
because I know we've had it. I just want to make sure we don't know where it is. Okay. Very good. Thanks, Josh. Buildings and facilities, current project updates. Daryl, you're up.
You don't have any.
There are no
No.
Okay, all good.
technology, so
Where are we?
those are the old dates. We have, that the boardroom technology upgrade will start on January 5th and will be completed by the 16th. Or then, let's say the 19th to extend out that weekend. So it'll be done by January 19th and we will be in here January 20th at the absolute latest.
For the board meeting.
Well, the board meeting is the 26th,
So we should be good.
in theory. Another project that is
Just
the gift.
just
that
out
keeps
of
on giving.
curiosity, what was that hold up for so many months?
My so the months was the scheduling of when they could come in that had the least amount of impact on this space. Because this space gets used all day, every day. So we were doing it over the November timeframe. Right after the board meeting, November 17th, and then they had some time because there were no committee meetings. Then there was something, and I don't know what it was, Josh, maybe you can say, but Brian said that some document wasn't correct. So the company wasn't scheduled appropriately and scheduled their time elsewhere.
I was not aware of that, Maggie. Actually, I thought it was just a matter of the best window for the district. So I was not aware if they did have a scheduling snafu.
Yeah, there was some sort of scheduling snafu because it was supposed to be done. It was supposed to start on November 18th. And literally on November 17th, we found out it wasn't starting. So it is starting now on January 5th.
I know one of the things that, because Keith's not on the committee anymore, I do want to make sure. Keith had mentioned numerous times, because we never actually saw the scope of this work. We were never given any sort of scope of what was to be done. And Keith had on several occasions asked that we provide or do within some sort of, in that scope of the work, to provide microphones.
Yeah, that's.
The counselors. Okay, good. Well, we never saw it. We don't know. We were never given.
I apologize. I thought I
That's
did that in the board. No, I thought I updated after that
Okay.
PNF committee meeting. I thought in my Friday brief, I had updated. Perhaps,
So I just want to make sure.
perhaps I did not,
I
but
just want to make
yes.
sure when they're done.
Student reps,
they have
there
this.
will be a
Alright,
table
awesome.
with microphones there. Yep.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Not a permanent table, but there
But
will be
no,
microphones
yeah,
that
let's
are
say.
available for there.
Feel it better.
Yep.
Very good. That, and I want to say not that Keith has a problem sharing his microphone with them, but just want to make sure. All right, proposed 2025-26 projects for repair for Smithfield Elementary and JM Hill Hallway.
Yes, so Smithfield Elementary gym had some water spillage on it. A sprinkler pipe leaked about a month ago, and some damage was done to the floor. It's usable right now, but there is cupping involved. So the price of $12,408 would be a complete sand down, because you can't just do the one section because it's a large enough section. You would notice it and it would be a tripping hazard. This includes the sanding down, the relining, and finishing of the floor. They would be able to do it over Christmas break in a few weeks if we approve it.
And just a note, because I'm sure it's a good question. If we haven't asked it yet, it's under our deductible.
I'm just going to ask that. Okay. Very good.
JM Hill hallway floor repair is a repair that is much needed for a similar situation. It was a roof leak actually over the summer, but we tried to repair it in-house. Guys did a good job of getting it to lay flatter, so it's not so much of a hazard, but there are floorboards missing. This cost of $3,988 is to remove some of the flooring, weave in new flooring, sand it down, and refinish that area. Also to be done over Christmas break, if we get the approval tonight. And have the full board. That is all.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, completed projects for 25-26.
And I don't know if we catalog this just so you see that we are doing things and what has been completed.
Well, you also provide and have made it much cleaner, the capital improvement projects list and what we've completed. So thank you for doing that again. Putting that all together. Those will just move on to current capital project list. Any discussion on that? Current capital? No? Okay. Current capital payment list. Any discussion on that? Again, I can't thank you enough for putting these together and making them so clean and easy to read.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, items requiring action. I'm going to later on need approval to approve the CHA invoices. Number one for ESE sprinkler replacement in the amount of $1,395.85. The JTL data network improvements for $317.67. The JTL boilers and WH replacement for $490. Water heater. There we go. I just did $498.40. Smithfield boiler replacement for $242.90. Boardroom AV upgrades in the amount of $505.47. And North Site Transportation Building in the amount of $1,562.50. We're also going to need an improvement for items requiring action. It's going to be the South High School Stadium equipment replacement in the amount of $4,961. These are up for discussion if anybody wants to discuss them as we're going through them. Is that where we at with that? Is that finished now or
Yes.
all done?
All done. We have heat.
All right. NSH or NS, I don't know. High School North.
High school.
Natatorium replacement with Munn Roofing, 104,041.
Are we gonna try to get payback on that from the contractor? Or is that way beyond the warranty?
I think
What?
On the natatorium roof, that's been a mess since day one.
I believe we are not in warranty for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I thought we were at one point.
don't know. I don't know what's.
Eric, is there a warranty with?
Well, I don't know.
We're not under
I don't
any-
know if it was warranty. I think maybe Wayne at the time was talking with the attorneys with regard to any sort of compensation from it, but I don't believe anything came of it.
Only things that we've spoken to attorneys about. Was these stormwater drains. This is not on their scopes.
Okay.
Was this a original issue?
I don't know.
Do
So
we have
we've
this
been
issue?
talking about this for a long time. I don't know if
That's
this was the
what I'm saying.
original issue.
Is that
That torn roof leak, that was on from the beginning?
I don't.
Where-
This, I'm not clear that this was a leak as much as we were dealing with the condensation issues there above the natatorium.
it was the
So we had to do additional roof work because we had to open up that, I'll call it the penthouse. There's been additional work done up there. So the contractor had to come back and this was from the curbing back to the roof, correct, Daryl?
So this was a design problem that we didn't catch.
I cannot
Okay.
certify that that's the
Was-
case.
are we all finished up there now? I know we're waiting to button everything in.
Josh, is it all done?
Closer every day.
I believe there are some trim panels still needed for the side
The
wall.
corrugated.
At the mezzanine access, the rear wall has been completed. That was really the source of most of the leaks, which Mr. Forsyth is correct. It was more of a condensation issue. That actually, Maggie, was a topic that had been discussed with the attorneys years ago and essentially was determined not to pursue.
Okay.
But that was tied into the not just the natatorium roof, but the rest of the building was also kind of grouped in with those discussions. Without going into too much detail, yes, that those conditions had been reported, from my understanding, very early on in the life of the building after occupancy.
Okay.
Real clear.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For the update.
Next is the SME boiler replacement from JBM Mechanical for $5,400. The JTL data network from Guyette Communications for $4,751.10. JTL data network again from Guyette in the amount of $44,309.90. Any further discussion on those? All right. Public participation. Participation by the public on agenda items.
Anything, David?
Anybody online?
Anyone?
Other than John, Philip?
Anyone?
And nobody else in the room.
Okay. Thank you.
I guess not. All right, moving on to motions. I am going to need a motion to approve the CH. What, did I miss something?
Will you not forget that you need to make a motion for the dates?
Where was?
This wasn't on the agenda.
Not on the agenda?
Patricia gave this to us late, so
Okay.
we do need to make a motion for this. I just didn't want you guys to forget.
All right, okay. Okay. I'll start with that then. Can I get a motion to approve the Properties and Facility Committee meetings for 2026 as so presented to us this evening?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on them?
Fourth.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, opposed? Carries. All right, approval for all CHA invoices 1 through 6.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
thank you. Any discussion? Nope. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving on to payments for all items under section 9, portion B for application of payments 1 through 5.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries, and finally, motion for adjournment.
Oh, can we,
Wait, what?
Oh.
sorry,
What do you got?
the flooring stuff, we can push that forward.
I thought
It's under,
yeah, I got you.
yeah,
Now,
So
just
proposed
understand
projects.
this. I heard you to say that when we approve it here in this committee, you're gonna go forward with it?
No,
Okay.
No.
full board.
it goes to.
Oh,
It goes to the full board to get.
Correct, yep.
Okay.
He added that after he said.
I added that.
Oh, okay.
I corrected myself, I'm sorry.
All right, and finally, before we move on, motion to approve the floor repairs at both Smithfield Elementary Gym and the James Hill Hallway, both by Wayfair Sports Floors. The Smithfield gym repair would cost $12,488, and the James Hill Hallway floor repair will cost $3,988.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. And finally, motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All right.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys. Thank you.
Safe travels.